Credit risk, financial risk, doing all this modeling, it takes a human, right? You need an eye to look at that stuff and compare, oh, are those debits and credits, those withdrawals, do they match what we expect? Is this business registered how I should think? Well, what if you could eliminate some of that? And we could use AI, which is all the hype right now.
It's so hot right now.
And leverage it to do things that only human can. It can take the chance to look at something and compare. You can give us some criteria to say, I like it better when businesses are like this. They need to be registered longer than 12 months, less than 12 months, whatever you're looking for. You could model this all with your AI. Today's gonna be a video that goes through all of this, but does it with code. This is a code tutorial video that really is supposed to be a technical use if you wanna build something into your software. We're gonna have other videos in this series that show us how to do it with ChatGPT, show us how to just automate a lot of these tasks and use AI to leverage your business, your alternative finance, commercial finance, MCA, revenue-based financing, any of those things. I'm Jordan Hansen from Beyond Banks, Cobalt Intelligence, and we're gonna go through this right now. I'm gonna be going back and forth with code, also with my face, but mostly with code. And we're gonna be leveraging, I'm gonna be building this and talking through this as I go and really just working through this. I have to say, I have a really good idea of how this is gonna work, and I've done things like this before, but this isn't something that's gonna be scripted, as in I have this all lined out. I'm gonna be going through it, I'm gonna be struggling, I'm gonna be fixing, so you're gonna see my thought process as I go through and I build out this risk modeling software. Really is what we're doing, we're building a risk modeling software. The end goal with this is we're gonna add it as a free tool to our website on Cobalt Intelligence. People can use it for free, test it out, they can upload their files and it can go through and just analyze it and give like a credit score. Like, hey, yes, no, that's our goal, what we're trying to do here. So we're gonna go through that right now, and this is, like I said, it's gonna be really just the nitty gritty of building the code. All right, so I'm building this in Node.js, and I'm building it with the idea that we're gonna be on Lambda. So we have our handler here, and we have an index local, because I'm gonna run this all locally. And then it's going to, and I'm gonna put a weight here because I'm not a barbarian. And the goal, again, like I said, it's gonna call to this handler, which is gonna go through, build out this information, use the code, whatever. Everything we're gonna need to do is gonna be within this index file. Index local is just for testing it. And then eventually we'll send it up to a Lambda function. I won't be in this video, but that's where it's gonna live. It's gonna live in a Lambda function, which is gonna call from a UI to a backend, whatever. There's gonna be a path it's gonna take to be able to get there. Today we're focusing on building out the AI portion, and I already have a start here. This is my package JSON. I thought I was gonna have to have Axios, but I probably don't, because I think, we'll see. Leave it in there for now, but right now this is what I expect to use. I am in TypeScript, but this is pretty much JavaScript if you're familiar with it at all. And then we're gonna have OpenAI and AWS SDK. Now right now I'm only using AWS SDK to hold my secrets, as in my API key, like it has it here. So this way I can just pull it out without having to have anything sus going on in there. Other things I have are this cool sheet. This is an example of 3 businesses, and you can kind of see here, we have Frank Sanchez LLC, and we have the results that come back from this. So this is kind of how it looks, is this right here. I know it's big, but imagine a spreadsheet like this. We have 3 files in here. I know I'll try to zoom in here. Okay, imagine we have 3 files here. We have 3 businesses. They're all looking to get financing, some kind of funding, and these are the statistics associated with them. Over here, we just have it in a CSV. So I have it downloaded as a CSV. I'm gonna go through it and try to parse this information. Now, obviously this is an example. These are the things that are relevant, I think. Part of them, big part is gonna be revenue. So past 3-month deposits, maybe you break this down in yours. Also, you may have things like background check. You probably will, like a clear background check. All these things like 10 match, Secretary of State, this is what you could use from our data. You go through Cobalt Intelligence, feel free to check that out. Probably around 4 minutes or so into this video. We're gonna have a link here that's gonna talk about it and go through. Anyway, you can get that data from our data or our API, Cobalt Intelligence right there. All right, so just to start off, you have to have ChatGPT API credentials to be able to access this. I am using GPT-4, which last I checked, you had to apply for it. We got access to it a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. Took them a while, but maybe they're approving these faster than they were before. And I went with GPT-4 because it's supposed to be the more reasoning engine. It's going to be a little bit slower, but for something that has to assess credit risk, I'd rather have it take a little bit more time. And then I'm also going to be bouncing over here into this right here. I have on another desktop, I have all this information, like we'll be using ChatGPT over here, as well as this is the this is the GitHub that goes through it. All right, let's go into the fun stuff. So the first thing we're gonna have to do is we have this thing over here. Now, how I imagine we're gonna get it, we're gonna receive it in here in the event, right here, right there. We're gonna just call it any, and the event is going to have all that information. So, and I say all that information is, it's gonna be the CSV, so it's gonna want something here. Const event, yeah, like that. Let me just pass it in here. And I am using GitHub Copilot within this. And this is actually Cursor. It's pretty much VS Code, if you're familiar with that at all. So what's going to happen here is it's going to pass in the event over here. And this event is going to represent this CSV pretty much parsed, right? So that's kind of what I'm going to do right there. Now, how I imagine this happening is going to be just me on the UI side. I'm going to upload a CSV file. And on the UI, I'm going to parse that into a valid CSV format. And then I'm going to send that data a CSV format. It really is going to be an array of arrays, huh? So it's going to be an array of arrays that gets sent over to this function right here. In fact, we could say this needs to convert a CSV into an array of arrays right there. And then pass it. Pass that data into the handler function as the event. There we go, like that. So we're going to need that. So I'm going to install that thing right here. Okay, I'm gonna go back over to this npmi save. I'm gonna say CSV to JSON. We get the types as well. CSV to JSON. So now we imported that, and then we just go import. We're gonna have to have that. Actually, I don't even know if we do have to have that. To JSON. There we go. And I can say const. It's not that. It's this one. Rename. That's my trick, right? I just rename it. And I copy paste. Okay, so I got that right there. Now this is all the CSV data. Let's kind of look what it looks like. I'm gonna say sample files. Files right there, and then I'm gonna call this sample files. And then we run it. I'm gonna lock this out right there. We're not doing that. All we're doing here is making sure we can parse that data. However you get this data, somehow it's gonna have to get over to your function. So this is just me, not the fun AI stuff, but we're gonna send it over like this. So when I tried this originally, like I went through this right here, and I had to do it anyway. Well, we'll go through that. So it looks like it has it all here. It's just calling it field 1, which is, it doesn't matter. That's good enough. The idea is that the CSV doesn't have to be normalized. That's really what we want it to be. Is this tool becomes really powerful if suddenly everyone doesn't have to have the same format. If we can send it to it unnormalized, and we can let the AI figure out what the columns mean and how it all goes together, woo, that's good. So we're gonna try to do that. I'm gonna send it over. So we have an array of objects there. And I think I can do that. So I say const event equals, so I say sample files. Yeah, like that. It probably won't be like that. I would prefer to have it just be an array. Because now this is going to call sample files or whatever like this. And there we go. Now there's different roles you can use in AI. You can use as the system one, yeah, like it says right there, system, user, assistant. Assistant's normally what it comes back as. Anyway, I think we're just going to use user for now, but we'll use, Copilot the whole way as we go through this. So it's going to send the sample files in here. I'm going to log it out on this side and see what it looks like. I think it's going to look like sample files is going to be the key, and the value will be that array of objects. And I'm gonna say, yeah, see, like that, sample file. So we don't even want that. I'm just gonna send it like this. I'm just gonna send the sample files in there. There we go. Now it's gonna get that. Okay, so array of objects each object represents a, this is wrong even, huh? I want to convert, I don't want this to JSON. I want to convert this over to open CSV file as a string. I don't want to convert that. Because look, this is not representative. Each object, it doesn't have the whole, really it needs to go by column. I really just want it as a string and I want it to handle it. So open CSV file as a string. I guess, right? Now let's see if what it can do. Especially if I go import. Yeah, let's see what it, now let's see what ChatGPT can do. Okay, let's log it out. I'm not gonna call that guy. Because the idea, again, this needs to be, we don't want it to be looking for a specific array of objects. It needs to be a big old string that it knows how to generate. Okay, didn't work very well. Oh yeah, bleh. Wrong. Rename. Like that. This time it takes to build, by the way, this is just the TypeScript transpiling. Which may, some may say, okay, that's not worth it. Well, it's kind of a pain. So look, bam, right there. That looks a lot better. Okay, now we're gonna start off saying, okay, so we have this, and I'm gonna call this sample files. I don't think I want that. Didn't even need that thing, by the way. We should go over here and, well, let's get rid of it. So we come over here, and now we have this. I'm not gonna log that out. I'm gonna say, here is a data set that represents 3 businesses and their underwriting files. I'm gonna put this like this so I can make it legible. So if you use these backticks, you can kind of go like this, like this. Then you can put spaces in between. I want to first make sure I can understand. I don't know why. Oh, because you can send multiple. Okay. Like this, I can keep going. Okay, and they're underwriter files. Can you summarize what you see? Let's just make sure I can do it. Like that. Okay, let's send it over there. It's gonna get it all as a string. Let's see what ChatGPT gives us right there. This is using GPT-4 again. What I wanted to say is something like here, this is what, and then we were gonna talk to it about what kind of risk we're looking for and how we want it to be picky or not picky. Oh, I didn't include it. Like this. Okay, hold on. I don't know what's going on there. All right, and then event right there. Aha, look, it even made fun of me. Look at this, see? However, I didn't see that you attached a file. Okay, all right, I get it. There we go. Sent it over, now it's processing. And you can also, right now, this is like a pure like request that goes out, HTTP request. You can stream the data. I've been trying to think, like streaming meaning it's gonna come to you as it comes in. I don't know the advantage to that, frankly, and so that's why I didn't do it. I'm not sure what the advantage is, and so I'm not doing it there. So there's a bunch of other things we can add in this. Let's see, I wanna get some examples here. There we go. There are 3 separate businesses, Frank Sanchez, Pizza Inc., and Cookies and Mo LLC. This entity is active and was filed for business on for the past 2 months. No judgments against NICEF or Miami-Dade. Or we have relevant information. Perfect. Okay, so it understood it perfectly. All right, so it's able to handle that data set as it came in right there. Now, obviously it can't handle pure garbage, but it handled that no problem. Okay, so I think we need to say, now we're gonna say this. Can you And really we want scores and almost ratings, right? Like if I'm thinking about this as a credit risk, because you got to think, typically, I mean, you know, right? As an alternative finance professional, if you're here watching this, hopefully this is for you. This is something that maybe you could use this AI software into your software. But really what you're thinking about is not normally approval and decline. It's going to be, okay, what rate do I give this person? What's the risk? And some risk will be outside that threshold of, am I going to approve them or am I going to decline them? But also it's going to be, okay, this is a higher risk. We need a higher rate to accommodate that, or we need some additional stipulations. So let's add some steps on there to make sure we can handle this, get additional data, things like that. So I think we want to, let's see, we should write down our goals here. Goals are going to be things like, okay, we have that, but I don't want that. Underwriting goals. They're going to be things like give risk assessment. Maybe a percentage of risk. Give risk assessment as okay. We also want if further investigation is required. What else do we need? I think we need to know stipulations we should request from the merchant. Can't spell. Okay, so now we go like this. Now we're gonna just so we gave that up there, and now we're gonna let Copilot kind of build for us. So we have this here. No, I'm not gonna do this. Okay. Please give a risk assessment as a percent for each business. And I want to say some things that we're worried about. So I would be worried about things like, let's see. Things to think about. Would it be things like they've been in business less than 12 months is we're interested. You could say something like this. Unlikely we're interested, but maybe your platform's different, but let's say that. I'm going to say it's a higher risk. I'm thinking about it from a platform. I could have a bunch of funders using this. Okay. How long, what is our, do they have positive cash flow? Do they have positive cash flow? Is there any suspicious pieces in the data that could be resolved with further information from the merchant? Please call these out. About like that. And as this is going, we're going to look at this one. I don't know what this. Currently, I can't review or interact with files directly. So it's like responding to my first part. So we need to maybe clean that up. Frank Sanchez, the business is active. There are no legal judgments. Moreover, the 10 matches, suggesting there's no issue with tax identification, considering the balance between their between their deposits and withdrawals in the last few months, I would recommend approving the loan. Similar, there are no judgments, and it's 10 matches. However, it's had more, which should show financial instability. Careful consideration should be made. There's not enough information to provide a decision. However, note the 10 doesn't match. This is a huge red flag, and based on this information alone, this, yes, until they can provide a correct 10. Oh, look at this. This is good. They have a business, that's right, relative risk, 20%. Okay. Now it's got given us percentages. 70%. I think it needs to know. Suspicious. That would note fraud. Any inconsistencies? Now I'm kind of curious if it'll give the same risk percentages. So we have a 70, or let's see here. What? Is it only listing out? Why am I cut off there? Let's see what that does that again. I thought the first one had 20%, right? Relative risk. Now, ideally, right, you build this into with your own risk model. Like you'd say, okay, here's a risk model there, and we're gonna go through there. What? It is too. Oh, I wonder if I need to give it more. Let's see here. How can I say how much I want to give? Because sometimes you have to go in here and see it. Nope, that's not what I want. It's over here. How much? It's like how much tokens right here you want it to use. I can't do that. Are you kidding me? Let's see here. Oh, you can do files upload. I'm not gonna do that anyway. It's security risk on the AI side for sure. Okay, hold on. We can do this. We can do this here. Max tokens. I don't know what's a lot. Let's say, I don't know, 4,000. Seems like a lot. Let's see if it does better that time. Tokens is like how you bill, how they bill you, and so I think that by default they limit. I don't know what the default is. Be nice to know. Now with me adding this information, maybe it got cut off. Now the question is how long. Like if, let's say someone submits certain, like what size can this handle? Because really what this is gonna do, if you're looking at, you know, quickly going through 3 files, it's not super helpful, but I need this, okay. I'm gonna do this better. Assume the information is complete. If it's not there, yeah, that's what I want. Also, this are the results in an array of objects so that it can be displayed programmatically. Bad thing is inconsistent returns. That's something we're gonna have to work on. But this is a good starting point right here. It's pretty good. This array, what? It's just one string? $20, $30, $60. Let's try it again. What I'm worried is we're going to get inconsistent returns. That probably means we just need to be more specific about what we're calling out. The problem is that it doesn't know what the previous response was, right? It's unaware. It's not like it's learning as it goes. That finished using before. I wonder if it was to stop. So what if into a return? Yeah, this is a little different. I don't really care about this. Also, none of this is in an object. Okay. I wonder. This is not a percentage either. Oh my gosh, that's really bad. Okay. It's kind of like, I don't know if each one, I'm gonna go like this. I'm worried that this one's overriding the other one. Assume this is choices. This is all choices, right? So we have a response here. 0 response. Your response needs, yeah, in a following format. Got an array of businesses. Let's see, I'm gonna go like this. Sample response. Like that. Risk assessment. List of notes. Yeah, this maybe help. Note 1. Note 2. Yeah. Now, do we want to put like a fraud item? High, medium, low. How about that? Give them this sample. It's all in JSON, so let's see if it can do the same. Needs to be in the following format. Let's see if it does that. I don't want any of your fluffy apologies. I just want the data back. It needs to be on data because we have to be able to process it on the front end to be able to handle it. Am I right? Right? You get it? You understand? All right, here we go. Oh, and A. Oh, come on. Without the full data set. Complete data set. Okay, we're gonna try to add this all in one thing. Okay. I'll go like this. Here's a complete data set that represents underwriting files. Right there. What if I get rid of this and put it all in one? Okay. What's the advantage of using multiple role content objects in the messages array? Is there an advantage? I suspect there might. I'm worried that if I have multiple, it kind of gets confused. Uh-oh. None of that's in an object. Looks better though. I can't read this. I'll stringify it then. But it read that fine. Okay, what happens if I put it higher? Highlight it for it. I'm providing what gives. This is cool. I mean, it has it broken down correctly, but I would like it in an array of objects, like I said. In the following format. To reply in the response programmatically. Can't see this, can you? Oh, oh, oh. But it's, why is it ignoring my... These keys are different. Like, entity name, it's a business name, bro. List of notes, array of strings. Okay, I'll say array of objects System. Okay. Does that system actually help, I wonder? The percentages are still different. Why are the percentages different? This is 30. Here's a system one. Formats response as a JSON array of objects. Following the same data schema as the sample here. I like single quotes. If we're doing this properly, we'd have something built that in. Okay, so I'll get rid of that. So in theory, they're using GPT 3.5 Turbo. We'll see if that helps a lot. I think we can get rid of this too. I like how this says we are formalizing our plans to enter AWS SDK for JavaScript into maintenance mode in 2023. It's 2023 right now. And the package.json, they did this automatically. Like here, the highest thing is 2.14. That's it. I installed this today. So I don't know what they want me to do better there. But here we go. Let's see what it says. Let's see that system role kind of. What does it say even? What is the benefit to setting a system message in addition to user message? No, see, this is all different. This doesn't match. It didn't follow the key values. Okay, all student summarizing. What? What is this? Okay. Last attempt here, then we're gonna pause and come back. Come on, baby. Still not. It's formatting it. You. Yep. And then we also say and then one final thing. Programmatically. That's right. So there we go, like that. I don't want all this stuff on the outside. Okay. Okay, that's better actually. As needed as an array of strings. I just get sucked in, I keep going. Getting closer? I'm sure that percentage is going to be different every time. But the good thing is it didn't attach anything fluff in the beginning and end, but I don't know how to consistently do that. Come on, baby. Let's go. Okay, well, whatever. It has business name, risk assessment percent, which is different. Why doesn't it give me the same risk assessment? All right, one final thing. Okay. Yeah, like that. Yeah. There we go. Let's try that. Give this as a string. I need to say this. Did that as a string, but otherwise. All right, I think we're actually getting there. I wonder why fraud risk is higher here. Let's see how we do here. Come on, baby. Here we go. This is wrong. Oh, that's scary. All right, one more time. Sorry, I keep going with this. I keep doing this. We're almost there. That's a lot better though. At least we're getting consistent objects here. I'm being explicit with what I'm returning. I don't know how to get the risk assessment always. They don't have positive cash flow. Did I ask what the advantage was? Set the ground rules for the interaction, okay. Okay, so we got 20 risk assessment. This is 25. It's a medium fraud risk. Why does it say positive cash flow? How is it even doing that? Okay, I think we need something there. Okay, that's something to think about. Yep, sure. Potential fraud risk. That's looking a lot better. Okay, good. That's looking a lot better. I think system did. Now the biggest concern to me is that it's doing math wrong, which we know sometimes it does. Something we'll have to tie up. It is consistently returning an array of objects, which is awesome. Risk assessment is going to vary each time, as well as the fraud risk. I don't know how to fix that, and that's something we're going to have to think about too. But otherwise, that's pretty good. Now, out of curiosity, what happens if we make this a lot bigger? Like if I go like this and I just go, how big can this thing handle? We can go, well, here. We need other. Oh, how can I change this quickly? I just make it randomize it. It's gonna suck at that. Do I have FICO scores in here? I don't know if I do. I didn't include FICO scores in this one. Too many of them are gonna match. I'm kind of curious how big this data set could be. Well, maybe we'll work on generating something like that later. But that's good for now. Good start right there. We could actually put this out there and use it and just say, hey, this is beta, obviously, be aware. But you know, maybe it can handle stuff like that. Okay, just wanted to go through our final product here. So this is the credit risk tool that we were working on, and now I want to piece this in there where it's really the final product. As of we are kind of using this in production now. Now it's not fully formed, but how I ended up doing it is I had two different requests now. I broke it up into two different requests because it was just not formatting it well with just one. So the first one is format data, plus I think this will save me some money. So originally we had this assess credit risk portion, and it would go through here, and we're using GPT-4. And this is kind of the breakdown I have. All this in here. And we'll put this in I can put this in the description. We have GPT-4, and these are the kind of the things I have in there. And we can probably share this code. And then over here we have the format data one. So what I have is I have this on Lambda, an API gateway. And so if someone sends in an action as a query parameter, the action will kind of take it down which path. So it's in the action of format data, and then we're going to format the data. And then we use GPT 3.5 Turbo, and we just see you're a data analyst and you specialize in normalizing data sets. In fact, I want to make that a little better, like this. Format it a little easier to read, like this. Big deal, as I said, I don't want them to return, I wanted to make sure they consistently return the JSON if I did this, and this does a good job with that. So like that. And then it comes over and I give it the data, and then it goes through and parses it. And it handles quite a bit right there. I could probably boost that up more. And then I return it. And we're handling this again via HTTP from the UI. So we do send this over. So the UI makes the request to format the data, gets the data back, and then immediately sends it back. The user doesn't even know there's a difference going on. So it'll send it back over here, and it sends it back with that different query parameter, which is assess credit risk. And then it goes over here to that. And that's the tool we built originally, which we gave them the sample responses. And then we give these kind of data that goes through. Now, one thing I had, it came back in there, so I had to stringify it to make sure it could understand. Otherwise, it just said object, 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 and it never formatted the data properly. So there it is in its entirety, looking great. Whew. All right, I'm Jordan Hansen. Hopefully this has been helpful. That was a long bit of code, I know, going through it all, but hopefully it's been helpful in some of these things. Okay, that's it. Hopefully it's helpful. Hit subscribe, like. We'll talk to you later.